a urologist appointment. He just turned 4 months old on Sunday, and they were just going to do a kidney scan on him, but they decided to do not only a kidney scan in the office, but have a urologist appointment kind of butt up against it so that he could just see everybody all at once. So we're going there today. Stopping to get breakfast. They think he might have what's called VU reflux, which I had as a kid. And for anyone who doesn't know, VU reflux is where when your kidneys, the little tube that goes from your kidneys to your bladder, there's a little flap inside of there. And if it doesn't close all the way, like after the liquid moves from your kidneys to your bladder, it can cause things to flush back up into your kidney. So yeah, that's what VU reflux is. And I had it until I was almost 10, and it was to the point when I had it that they were thinking of discontinuing treatment and just getting me a kidney transplant, a double kidney transplant, because there was so much damage going on, and typically it's something you outgrow, but I didn't until I was almost 10, which is just right before the threshold of them stopping that kind of treatment. So we'll see what the urologist has to say today, and hopefully it's good news. Hopefully it's just minor. What, buddy? And yeah, we'll see. Hey y'all, so I just want to thank you for stopping by my channel. This is actually my first ever YouTube video being uploaded. My name is Jessie, and like you just saw, I have a 4-month-old son named Darian. I have a husband named Jacob. We've been married for 6 months now. We've been together for almost 2 years, and this video is just kind of cataloging my son having a specialist appointment today, and at the end there is a little snippet of my husband goofing off on our way to go see his family in Atlanta. Be sure to stick around. Let me know in the comments what kind of content you would like to see from me, and I would love to interact with you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Jeff White, good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's Darian doing?
Good.
Okay. Let me show you his ultrasound. Overall looks fine. It's a little worse than before,
Okay.
but not a big deal.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever someone has prenatal hydronephrosis, we always recommend getting a VCUG because the hydronephrosis can be due either physiologic,
Right.
which in his case may be true because he's got constipation pretty bad.
Okay.
Pooping once a week is not normal for children. That may be clogging up it may be preventing the urine to drain from his kidneys down.
Okay. Yeah, and I know that I had physiologic VURC when I was little too.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So here's ultrasound. The right side looks pretty good. This is the kidney here.
Yeah.
It's great size. This is the liver up here.
Gotcha.
Really minimal to no fluid here. I wouldn't call that hydronephrosis. There's a term for it called pelviectasis, which means it's not really hydronephrosis, but there's a little bit of fluid there.
Gotcha.
And then the left side is the side where you see it pretty good.
Right. Yeah, that's super dilated.
And it extends up into the lower pole and a little bit into the upper pole there.
Right.
So we call that a grade 2
Okay.
in the grand scheme of things. Which isn't terrible.
Right.
Okay? Compared to prior,
Gotcha.
right side looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Bladder looks great. So we do need to get a VCUG for him,
Okay.
just to see if that could be the cause, because we need to rule that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. So, just got out of his appointment, and I forgot to put the key in my car. So, anyway, Darian's appointment.
and his right kidney looked good. His left kidney looked worse. So they are going to have to catheterize him in a couple of weeks and do a kidney scan that way and see if the problem is something physiological or if it's something else. So I'll have the information on that here in the next couple of days as to when that's scheduled and all of that lovely jazz. So we'll see how everything turns out. So he has been having some bathroom issues, so I expressed my concern about that to his urologist. His urologist thought it wasn't good either, and so from where he's breastfed, he wants him to up his fluid intake, so he has to get Pedialyte in between his feedings just to get his electrolytes and his just overall fluid levels higher. So I have to stop at targeting at that because we don't have any. So just gonna have to wait at the moment and see when they schedule his scan for. And they said that they would follow up with us again after his scan. So it's really unfortunate, because that was something I had to go through a lot when I was a kid, because I had the same thing and it was not fun for me. So I can't even imagine how not fun it'll be for him. It just sucks because he's so little, but it's good because it's not as bad as mine was when I was his age. Because when I was his age, mine was so bad that my back and neck were stiff and they thought I had meningitis. So I had a spinal tap that was not necessary. So that was a good time. And then from his appointment yesterday with his pediatrician, we also have to get blood work done because at his newborn screen he had a hemoglobin B deficiency or abnormality. Not a deficiency. His dad is mixed, so they think it came from his dad's side of the family. And my husband's dad, his birth father, isn't around, and they don't have a relationship at all, so they think it came from his side of the family because no one else in my family or his family has this issue. So I think it came from his biological father's side of things, because his little brother, who is technically his half sibling, they have the same mom, but the man who raised him is his little brother's actual biological father. So he doesn't have that problem. So that's how we think it came from that. But they want to do blood work on him for that, just to make sure that it is just an abnormality and not something that's going to cause him problems. Because if it's something that's going to cause him problems, he could potentially have anemia in some way, shape, or form because of it. And then if he were to have a child with someone who has a similar issue with their hemoglobin, they could end up with a child with sickle cell anemia. So it's just something that we have to keep on top of and make sure he's aware of it. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Like I said, I'm on my way to Target to get Pedialyte and possibly sippy cups because he is now refusing bottles. I've tried for the past several days to get him to take a bottle. All he wants to do is chew on it. He will not drink out of it. And then, if it's in his mouth and he's not chewing on it, he just gags on it. So, gonna have to try out a sippy cup at 4 months old. See if that gets us anywhere, because bottles are not. I mean, he only has to drink, you know, an extra ounce or two in between his feedings, but he's teething and he's growing so much that he's cluster feeding still, so it's hard to tell when to give him that kind of stuff because he's constantly always on my boob and eating. So we'll see how this goes. His dad's really gonna think I'm insane for stopping and getting this, but you know, it's something that the little boy needs. I will check back in with you once I get to Target and get everything. Probably gonna walk around Target for a little bit because we've not left the house in forever. See if there's anything else that we need aside from the Pedialyte and the sippy cups. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys later. Okay guys, so it's actually the next day. I completely forgot to finish recording yesterday. As soon as I got home, little guy decided to go down for a nap, and I ended up falling asleep with him. And when I woke up, I had to scramble and hurry up and get dinner ready for me and my husband and the baby, because he's starting purees now. And I also had to get the baby in the bath, get him ready, and all of that lovely jazz. And then in the midst of all of that, I found out that my mother-in-law is actually expecting to have a little baby boy. So I put in an order at Target, shocker, and I forgot to pick up a couple things off of that order, so I had to swing back today. I was going to take you guys with me, but it was so crowded and so busy with everything going on, I just completely forgot to get my camera out, sadly. And I am currently waiting, because I did place an order online last night to pick up, so I'm waiting right now to get that brought out to the car. So that's fun stuff. And then after that, I'm gonna grab lunch, because my husband was still asleep when we left. It is now 3:30 in the afternoon, but he didn't go to bed until around 7 this morning, just because our little guy would not go to sleep last night. He was up until about 6 this morning. And then on top of everything else, my mom's moving out and my dad's been helping her. So it's just been kind of a crazy whirlwind of things today, especially since, you know, Saturday morning we're leaving for Atlanta. Okay, so they just delivered my order, and now I'm gonna go grab something to eat for lunch. But like I was saying, little dude would not go to sleep, and then my mom's moving out, and it's just been crazy today. We are leaving Saturday morning first thing to go to Atlanta to see my father-in-law and his wife. She's the one who's pregnant, and just to see them, because they've actually not seen Darian since he was born. So I think it'll be fun to go see him, and I just wanted to go ahead and stop and get some stuff today before we went out this weekend, just because Georgia is open now with everything that's going on, and I didn't want to have to deal with, you know, a bunch of people out, but that's what I ended up dealing with today anyway. So you know, kind of ended up being a mess, but it's whatever. I got what we needed, and everything should be good to go. So let's go get some lunch, and yeah, you guys will tag along with me. Well, y'all, I was officially that guy today who was placing an online order in the drive-thru because it's quicker and I get more points. So, I feel great about that. But it's whatever. Especially since we get so much food because it's delicious. I feel like it's just easier. Just so much easier to do it through the app. I need to favorite that. Just so that it's like 2 clicks and done. But I haven't done that yet. So it's a good time. I apologize that I've looked like a scrub this whole entire video. Just from where yesterday I literally had no time to get ready before I left. I literally had enough time to like brush my teeth, get him together, you know, brush my hair, and I had to leave. So, and then from today, you know, I just had to get up and get going. I didn't have time to stop and do anything else on my hair. Is in like this horrible, like messy half bun thing. It was quick and easy. And I have a 4-month-old who has decided to outgrow his 0 to 3 month clothes. You know, between him outgrowing his 0 to 3 month clothes and his husband diapers all in one night, it's been insane today. On top of everything else. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, I guess today is just get everything done at once day. My parents are currently out getting a futon for my mom, because there was a little like futon couch thing she wanted for her new apartment. So my dad went with her to go pick that up because she can't drive at the moment, because she was just recently put on seizure medication, and she has to wait 6 months, I think it is, before she can drive again. So my dad kind of has to tote her around everywhere at the moment, which is going to be difficult with her moving out. But you know, it's whatever. They've not been together for years, but she hit a hard spot about 4 or 5 years ago, and she's just now kind of like crawling up out of that. So it's been a very long road, very slow going, but she's getting there, and I'm proud of her. And I, honest to goodness, think that the thing that really kind of kick-started everything and kind of put a boot up her butt was my son being born. You know, she really wanted to begin his life, and it was one of those things where she knew that if she didn't get things together, I wouldn't allow that. So, and I know that sounds horrible, but with the things that she was involved in, it's just, you know, it was unsafe because of her already health issues on top of being impaired. It just would not have been a good mix. So, but that's the reason she's moving out, is because she finally has gotten back up on her feet, found a cute little apartment that'll be good for just her. It's really spacious and cute. Honestly, I'm kind of jealous of it, because we're on the market for an apartment or a rental of any kind, honestly, just because we do currently live with family. My grandmother, my dad's mom, she has a house that was a triplex before she bought it. So it has 3 levels, and each level is its own livable space. So each level has its own kitchen, its own bathroom, bedrooms, living spaces, all of that. So we actually live upstairs. My grandmother and her daughter, my aunt, live on the main floor, and my dad and my mom were living in the bottom level of the home, and now it's just my dad. So they're in the middle of trying to get everything moved out of the bottom level into mom's new apartment. It's been nice having everyone together, but when your whole entire family, aside from your sisters, live under the same roof, it gets really old really quick. So we're just trying to find somewhere for us too. So it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see how everything goes today with getting them, well, her, not them. Oh, excuse me. Getting her moved into her new apartment today, just from where they've had to rent a U-Haul. My dad's had to drive it, obviously, but apparently it's a little difficult to drive, so my dad decided to take his SUV instead of the U-Haul to go pick some stuff up today. So hopefully that all goes well. Hopefully everything fits in his SUV, just because, you know, his SUV is a little on the smaller side. It's one of the compact SUVs. It's a Ford Escape. It's really cute. I like it, but not super great when you're trying to move a full-sized futon. So we're just on our way home now to get everything together for this weekend. I have to get the back of this SUV cleaned out and get everything packed tonight just because we have a dinner with friends tomorrow, and it would just be impossible to get everything done tomorrow with us having the dinner and then us leaving, you know, a couple hours after we leave their house. From what I understand, we're planning on leaving between 6 and 8 a.m. It just kind of depends on when we all end up going to bed. And I know we're leaving Tuesday morning just because she had her anatomy scan she had her anatomy scan 2 days ago. And apparently little baby was not cooperative at all, so they have to go back for a repeat anatomy scan on Tuesday morning, and we're gonna head out before their appointment just so that they have time to sink back into their normal routine and all that before all of that goes on, because I know how exciting all of that can be, and it would just kind of be difficult to do things like that and have visitors. So we're heading out before that appointment just to make things easier on them. And you know, from where everything that's going on, we don't really plan on doing too much aside from staying at the house while we're there. So it's just gonna be a really chill weekend, I think. But I did make sure to grab some stuff for her, things that were essential for me postpartum, and things that I really enjoyed having for the newborn phase for my little guy. I know he literally just outgrew that phase. So, you know, and she is 26, about to be 27, so she is only a year and a half older than me. Sorry about that, my dad called me. But they're really excited about everything. It took a minute for Jake to get used to the idea that his youngest sibling is gonna be younger than his first son. So it'll be an interesting learning curve, but I think it'll be fun just because my family side, my oldest sister has a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old. Our middle sister doesn't want kids. My best friend, who's basically our sister, she is going to veterinary school. So, you know, and she doesn't plan to intentionally have children. She just, you know, is in the kind of wait and see what happens mode of things. And her fiance is pretty much in the same spot. So, you know, it's really just us. One of my cousins struggles with fertility issues, and her sister is not interested in having children, and their little brother's only 15, 14, so it'll be a while before there's another baby in the family. So I just thought it would be good that Darian would have someone closer in age to him, just from where the closest cousin on, you know, my husband's family side is 3 years older than him, which isn't a horrible age gap by any means, but right now I feel like it's just a little too big just from where Darian is so little. So I think it'll be good. They'll only be 9 months apart, tops, maybe 8 depending on how things go. I think it'll be a good time. I think it'll be good. It'll be nice to have someone that close in age to Darian, and you know, who doesn't love little babies to love on? So I'm pumped. They're pumped. Everyone's pumped except for my husband's side of the family, but you know, it's to be expected. So we'll see how everything plays out this weekend. Hopefully everything goes well. We don't run into any speed bumps or anything like that, just from where my husband's not even stayed with his dad for about 2 years now, and he's only seen him, this will be the 3rd time since he moved out of his dad's house. So it's gonna be a fun weekend, I think. But I'm gonna get everything taken in. My husband is currently helping my dad move a mattress and box spring out of the bottom level of the house. Thankfully, there is, you know, like a walkout area, because it's like it's a basement, but it's not, like, it's half underground, half not. It's got like a walkout area. Most of it is exposed, so call it what you want. I call it the bottom level of the house. But my husband's currently helping my dad finagle that out of the bottom level of the home into the U-Haul. So I've got a little bit of time to get stuff in and everything situated before we have to sit down and eat and all that. Do you want to explain why you think 10,000 birds will pull this car?
I mean, it makes sense, does it not?
No, it doesn't.
10,000 birds. You let me tell you what kind of birds either. What am I, a fucking Tweety?
Yeah.
Or Petey, whatever.
Tweety, yeah.
The little yellow bird.
It's Tweety.
10,000 Tweeties pull my car? No. What if it was like American and it was like 10,000 bald eagles?
I don't think there are 10,000 bald eagles.
There are either. It's really sad. It makes me sad. It could be anything.
I wonder if a falcon would work. 10,000 falcons.
No,
Or vultures.
Would they have to have their hoods on?
I don't know.
You take them off, they just kill each other.
We could get ostriches. They won't.
Bird?
Ostriches are birds, they just don't fly.
I don't think you're a bird if you don't fly.
They're flightless birds. Yeah.
Those fly.
No, they don't.
They don't?
No.
Peacocks. Those fly.
Yeah, those fly.
That point still stands that I think 10,000 birds can hold this car.
Thanks for tagging along. I hope you guys liked today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button at the bottom. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notifications anytime I upload new content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!